Are you running ads in your business and you just don't feel like they're really doing that much for your business? Maybe you spent $50,000 last month with an ad agency and you feel like maybe they just kind of took your money and they don't know what they're doing. Well, before you fire anybody, before you stop running ads, or before you try some new channel, I want to break down the fundamentals of where advertising is today for all businesses and understand why you might be having issues where it's not working as well as you think. And a lot of people want to blame the media managers or the advertising agencies, or they want to blame employees or the platform. But a lot of times there's something really obvious sitting in front of you that you missed that's causing these issues in your advertising success. And I'm going to do that in the next just couple minutes by figuring out what type of advertising you should be doing and if you should be blending it with any other advertising. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, there's only two types of advertising that you need to think about with your business. How many? Two. How simple is that? There's only two. So let's just quick cover them. Number one, this is intent. People who intend to have a problem solved, or they're looking for solutions to desires that they have in their life, and they're trying to figure it out. This is also known as like search, right? They're searching for these things. They're usually going on ChatGPT or asking one of the AIs, like, how do I fix this problem in my life? Or they're going to Google, or they're asking Siri. That is intent, right? People who intend to consciously get this fixed today. Now, I say consciously, and this is really important because the next one's going to be a subconscious. They're consciously know that they have a problem and they want to fix, right? Their brain is active in that moment to looking for it. That's conscious activity. That is intent-based, or sometimes called search. I'm going to call it intent from the rest through this video because I think that's more accurate. Okay, so that's number one. Now we only have one more type of advertisement. And some of you are already listening to this thinking, well, I'm intent-based. People always search for me like this is all I need. Maybe, maybe not. You might be doing it backwards. I'm going to show you how you can fix that in a minute, or how to find out if you're doing it backwards. The other thing, so number two, is interruption-based advertising. What is interruption-based advertising? This is scroll stoppers. That's what I want you to think about. Interruption is interrupting in somebody's day. Excuse me. They're sitting in line at Starbucks. They have their coffee ordered, and they're just scrolling through on Instagram, let's say, and suddenly your ad pops up for marriage counseling. Let's just say you're a marriage counselor or some sort of marriage therapy. Okay? They had an issue in the past couple weeks with their spouse, and they know that things aren't great at home, and they know they probably should do something. But they've kind of put it in the back of their mind. They've went on with their day. Right now, they just want their coffee, and they want their dopamine hit while they're on Instagram. They're scrolling through. They are not consciously trying to figure that out. Suddenly, your ad pops up and says, are you having marriage problems? And blah, 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 blah. And it hits home. Like, that is exactly what that person feels. Well, guess what? They're going to stop their scroll because you interrupted that ad with that headline or that video or whatever that spoke to them. And that subconscious problem that they knew that they have comes up to their conscious mind. Now they're actively looking at your advertisement with their conscious mind. Okay? So now they're back in that I'm problem aware, I want a solution, like they're looking for it and they're on your ad. So that's the difference. Okay? Intent. They already know. They're consciously looking for that solution in that moment that they search for you. Interruption, they subconsciously know they have a problem. Their brain is working behind the scenes. That ad pops up and their brain says, hey, we're interested in that. And it comes to the conscious mind. They click on your ad and things move forward. So now, why does this matter? Brennan, I already know I should be running this type. I need to interrupt, or I need to be intent. Hold on. If you're having issues with your ads not performing like you were hoping, or maybe you're spending money and things aren't working out like you think, or maybe your agency is telling you everything looks good on our end. I don't know why, you're not making more money. If any of that is happening, there could be an issue here. You could be having a message mismatch on the type of ads that you're running. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to ask yourself, where do most of my people come from? Like most of my clients, if I know what my cost to acquire a customer is, where are they coming from? What channels are they coming from? How are they finding me? That's the first thing you need to know. And you probably think, well, it's this one right now. Go dig into it and see. Go see where your customers are coming from and why they're coming there. Now, if your customers are coming from intent searches, intent activity, we can interrupt them. But if all of your customers are coming from interruption, it's a little bit different to switch and go to intent. Now, here's what I mean by that. Let's say, for example, you're a 24-hour plumber that does emergency services. Well, guess what? You are not going to lead off spending $50,000 a month on your local market just running interruption ads about water leaks at 3 in the morning. You're not, because there's a small amount of people that have that problem, and they're probably not going to be there scrolling through when they have that problem, right? So you go for, let's say, Google PPC, you go all in on that, and that's going to be what works for you. I guarantee that would work well. So how do you take the search type traffic and how to integrate interruption in that business? Well, here's what you could do. You can take that person, when they click on your ad on Google, they come over to your website. Now they've been pixeled, they've been tracked through your website. You can now follow up and remarket to them with interruption ads, because maybe they didn't make a decision right there. Maybe they knew they had a water leak or something, but they have a couple hours or a couple days, so they want to think about it. And you can remarket to them with interruption ads. You can literally say on your ads, hey, we know you have a problem with your plumbing. Call us today, we'll be out there tonight. Okay, so that's one way you can do it. You would not want to spend, if you're that emergency plumber, you wouldn't want to spend $50,000 a month. If your budget's $50,000, you won't want to spend $50,000 of that on interruption ads. But if you spent $45,000 of it on intent-based, Google, whatever you choose, and then you spend a little bit on that remarketing, that would be okay, right? Like on that interruption type. So anyways, I don't want to get into the tactical weeds of it, but there are other ways. You don't have to just be black and white, all in on search, all in on interruption. You can blend them a little bit. That makes sense. So anyways, if you're struggling with your ads, the point of this is something doesn't seem right. Check how you're getting to people. Are you using intent when you should be using interruption ads, or are you using interruption ads when you should be using intent-based advertising? If you have an agency, talk to them about this. Say, hey, I'm just curious. I saw this video. Where are we at? What are we doing? What seems to be working? And should we change our strategy? Should we leave Facebook and TikTok and social media? And should we spend most of our budget on high intent people on Google or ChatGPT or whatever your thing is? Just something to have that conversation with people. Anyways, hopefully you found this video useful, valuable, and you can make a ton of money off your ads once you figure out which type of ad you should be using. See you later.